Hey guys, and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be talking about some college basketball picks that could have some decent value against the spread for February 16, 2017. If you're interested in getting our daily free pick, you can head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com, by clicking the logo in the top right hand corner of this video, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. Our daily free pick today is going to be between the Wisconsin-Michigan matchup over there in Ann Arbor, so if you're interested in checking that out, I highly recommend that. So in today's video, got 4 games I want to talk about. If you're interested in what those 4 matchups are going to be, I will put those in the video description as well. And if you want more of this pick content in the future, you can click that subscribe button. So heading right into it, we have a matchup here in Conference USA between UAB and Marshall, 2 of the better teams in the conference, and both will have a shot at making a run in the Conference USA postseason tournament to try to earn potentially that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. UAB was a popular pick to win Conference USA coming into the year. UAB didn't necessarily show that level of play through a good portion of the regular season, but UAB has looked better over the past month or so in conference play, and they have picked up a number of strong wins over the past month or so, even picking up some nice results against some of the other upper tier teams in Conference USA. Then we have this Marshall squad who, when they're playing up to their ceiling, has shown really impressive results this year. Like back during in the non-conference, Marshall played against some of the better teams from the Big 5 conferences, and they were able to push some of those teams. And a lot of that just has to do with the fact that this Marshall squad has a very high ceiling on the offensive side of the ball, especially when they're knocking down their three-pointers. This is a group that loves to play fast. Sometimes they sacrifice defense to accomplish this goal. Obviously, Marshall not playing nearly as well as we head down the stretch here compared to what we saw from them earlier in the year, but still a team that has a lot of potential and could still make a run here down the stretch heading into postseason play. Marshall has a decent home court advantage here, and with this spread shrinking down to 3 points from where it was at 5, we feel like the Marshall Thundering Herd behind their home court advantage are going to have the edge here. Their offense is quite significantly higher potential here than UAB. Obviously, UAB has the edge on the defensive side of the ball, but on their home court, in their home gym, where they're comfortable playing and where they've shown better results in conference, we do like Marshall to go ahead and cover this spread against UAB. Moving down to the CAA, we have a matchup between Charleston and Hofstra. Charleston picked up a really great win for us recently. They went on the road to UNCW, and they were able to pick up a really impressive upset win in that matchup. Charleston has an elite defensive unit. They're a top defensive squad in the CAA, and having a really strong defense allows a team like Charleston to play really competitive ball on the road because defensive effort travels a lot better than offense typically. They're going on the road here against a Hofstra squad that hasn't necessarily found their stride yet this year. They're sitting in the more of the lower tier of the CAA right now, and just not much of a threat more than likely in the CAA postseason tournament. Charleston looking to get back on track after picking up some less than ideal defeats recently, and we'd like them to get the job done here as they go on the road and really stymie this Hofstra offense as they go on to cover this very small spread. Alright, so here's a matchup in the Horizon between Northern Kentucky and Cleveland State. Northern Kentucky, they got off to a slow start in Horizon League play, but the Norse have really been coming on strong as of late, and Northern Kentucky has actually looked like one of the top teams in the conference over the past few weeks, especially with some of the impressive wins that they've been able to pick up along the way. This is a Northern Kentucky basketball program that's already starting to flourish in D1, and given their facilities and the momentum that we're seeing behind this Northern Kentucky program, it's definitely a team that's on the rise and a squad to watch out for in the Horizon in the coming years, especially given the fact that there's a lot of young talent right now on this Northern Kentucky squad, and they're just going to continue to develop here in the coming years. Going on the road against a Cleveland State squad that has a really poor overall record, but the Vikings are probably a bit better than their overall record might suggest. This is simply just a team that's had their issues with offensive consistency throughout the regular season. Cleveland State also doesn't necessarily rank all that well on the defensive side of the ball, ranking more in the middle of college basketball across the board in their total defense, and their offense ranks in that 300th in the nation range. Cleveland State, when they are able to get their offense going, they've shown that they can be competitive, especially against some of the upper tier teams in the Horizon. But just given the inconsistencies we've seen from the Vikings throughout the regular season, and given the fact that Northern Kentucky has been on the rise and really performing and picking up some wins both at home and on the road, we feel like Northern Kentucky and what's basically a pick'em here is a pretty solid value bet. All right, I just have one more game that I want to touch on in today's video. It's going to be between Utah and Oregon out in the Pac-12. This is a rematch of a game that we saw recently where Utah, as the home team, came up just short in what was a very competitive game for the Utes against Oregon. Utah still has work to do to try to seal up their place in the NCAA tournament, and that does give the Utes quite a bit of motivation here coming on the road, really their chance to pick up a elite resume building win. Even if they're able to compete and keep things respectable, it's still a pretty solid resume result if the Utes are able to keep this one close. Utah has shown pretty well on the road. You know, in some of their road defeats, they've been extremely competitive, losing by single digits. And we've also seen Utah pick up their fair share of road wins in conference play. Utah has definitely been on the rise over the past month or so, and you can also say that about Oregon. The Ducks got off to a slower start back during the non-conference, but as this group has gotten healthier and has developed throughout the regular season, they've become one of the top threats in the Pac-12. Oregon's still playing for a Pac-12 regular season title. You know, they want to reach that goal as they try to maybe push for a 1 or 2 seed for the NCAA tournament, but they're going to get a tough test here today from a Utah squad that should bring full effort as they really try to keep things close and push for that upset win. Just given how well Utah has been playing on the road in conference play, getting that 9.5 to 10 points here, we feel like the Utes are going to be the better value bet against the spread in this one. So that wraps up the games I wanted to touch on in this video. Again, if you're interested in getting our daily free pick over at our main website, it's going to be the matchup between Wisconsin and Michigan. You can check that out at stumpthespread.com by clicking in the logo in the top right-hand corner of this video, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. And for more of this content in the future, you can click that subscribe button. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in today. If you're interested, you can also head over to our main channel and get our daily NBA play of the day, which is a series we've just started over the past week. And if you're interested in checking that out, so that's going to wrap up what I want to talk about in this video. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.